We expect that we have a chance to keep moving up and, make those Raiders consider us for getting an at-large bid to get into the national championship.
Hey Lions fans, welcome into another edition of the Coaches Show. We're here today with Coach Rhodes, our golf coach. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Hey, glad to be here. Always enjoy spending time with you.
Well, we appreciate it. So you're deep into your season. We got conference tournament coming up and nationals after that. So just tell us where you are. I know. Let's break this up. So tell us where you are with the women's program first.
Yeah, absolutely. Our season's going very, very well. Back in the fall, our women actually got high enough ranked that they received votes. And then this spring season, we've started out very, very well. We're actually moving up in the system that's used for college ranking of teams. We're up to 28th in that, and we'll see how the voting goes for NAIA and the coaches poll. That the next one comes out, I think, next week. We'll see where we fall there, but we're focused on just continuing to control the things that we can do. We got a couple more tournaments coming up, one of those being conference championship that you talked about. We perform well in those. We expect that we have a chance to keep moving up and, hopefully, make those Raiders consider us for getting an at-large bid to get into the national championship.
So how many teams make the national championship in golf?
I believe it is 24 around that. I may have that number wrong, but the if you win your conference, it's an automatic bid, which we could do. We happen to, Mid-South Conference is a very, very strong conference.
Just like in everything, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. On the women's golf side of things, one of those is ranked in the top 10. The other two that's ahead of us are ranked in the top 20. So it's definitely a tall road for us to go through them.
It's a challenge.
A challenge. Yeah. But we definitely got the talent. We could do it. But we're just going to focus on playing one shot at a time and see how things fall out.
And then just talk about the growth of the women's program throughout this year a little bit too.
Yeah, absolutely. Really a couple of things there to note. We, again, I said a moment ago, we're very talented. We had 2 freshmen join our team back in the fall. They've done very, very well, performed great. Zoe Phillips was a Mid-South Conference Player of the Week during the fall, so reflective of her high performance. Probably the biggest thing, Vince, is the culture within the team is very, very strong. The team has embraced our values, our goals, the things that we need to do to reach our objectives, and to get to that national championship on a regular basis. So the journey that we're on is very, very good. The women have done just a great job and working hard throughout the season and making our culture stronger. That's really been the fuel for us to keep moving the program forward.
And then thinking about the future even more, right? Only one senior this time, and so what's recruiting looking like, and how strong are we going to be next year?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have one senior. Well, I should say we have 2 seniors. One is actually graduating early. She's going on to speech pathology school.
Oh, okay.
So we will actually graduate 2 players. But we have 4 players coming in next fall. Very, very strong players. Really excited about our recruiting class. They will be, adding additional talent to our team, and just 4 great young ladies. They're going to fit in very, very well, and continue to strengthen our culture too. So we're excited about our chances this year, but excited about in the future as well, and what the program's going to look like.
Yeah, and this is something that's been building over a couple of years, right? As you've taken over and changed the program to this point.
Yeah, it's definitely a process, right? There's really stating up front, hey, this is our culture, and these are the things we're going to focus on, and here's what our goals are, and that just takes some time. But huge credit to the players. I mean, they're the ones doing the work. They're the ones that are, really encouraging their teammates to, with things that make us better, and rewarding their teammates when they do the things that make us perform our best. So
they're the ones that are accepting those core values too.
Absolutely, yeah. They're living them, and they're teaching them to their teammates. Which, when you do that from a culture perspective, that's when you start getting very, very strong.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So switching gears a little bit to the men's side. I guess I'll go through the same questions here. How do you feel like the men's season has gone?
Yeah, it's gone very well. The men they're not as ranked as high as our women's team is. Our women's team is, but I think we're sitting around, and again, that college ranking system, around 60th in the nation. We're up some 60, 70 spots from where we finished last year. So our men is significantly stronger. Mm-hmm. And then I'll mention as well, we're playing 5 freshmen in our top 5 for our last 2 tournaments, and this tournament that we're playing next week in the Nashville area, mm-hmm. We're playing 5 freshmen again. So we had a very strong recruiting class that came back in the fall. They're all performing very, very well, and we're excited. Looking to our future too.
Yeah.
I expect we're going to perform well our last 2 tournaments of the year here, but looking forward to the next few years. I think we're going to keep
seeing those guys grow.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, how do you, as a coach, so you're playing 5 freshmen in the last 2 tournaments this year. Next fall, they're going to expect to be the 5 people that play again.
Yeah.
And there might be, if there's a better recruit, or if someone else that's a little older improves significantly over the summer, right? How do you as a coach deal with something like that in an individual sport?
Yeah, that is a very, very good question. It's certainly a challenge. So you talked about next year's recruiting class. That's a strong recruiting class for us again as well. We have 3 young men that are coming in as well, have a huge amount of experience in tournament golf. One of the things that we talk about a lot as a team is that importance of one of the terms we use is iron sharpens iron.
Right.
We want players to be pushing each other, and when one of your teammates is outperforming you in tournaments or outperforming you in qualifiers, that just provides a motivation to get better. And our team is very, very deep. We have players that move up into the top 5, have done that throughout the season. And I think, going forward, it's going to be that way. And you're right, those 5 that's played a lot traveling this year, I think, there's going to be some expectation to do that again next year. But they also know that it's based on performance. And we've really established that as a culture. And it's just making us better and better.
And that's something that's maybe different than a team sport where you're not they're not playing a position. Every tournament they have to qualify the same as everybody else.
Yes.
And so they have to, like you said, iron sharpens iron. They have to perform in your qualifiers. They have to perform at practice in order to be the people in the starting lineup. I know that's not what we call it, but
yeah, you're exactly right. And that can be a little bit dynamic. We qualify throughout the year.
Right.
So, we're always looking at, how's a player trending? A player could be trending up, they could be trending down. I make it very clear to our team. We talk about this a lot. My role as the coach is when we go to a tournament that we put the 5 players out there that's going to best help us to compete at the highest level. And that could be a little bit different every time. Mm-hmm. And I've told them too, they won't always agree with my decision, but we try to do that. I mean, they know what the criteria is, and of course we share, we have an analytics file where they can see all their scores and their teammates' scores, so they know exactly, where they stand.
Yeah.
So.
And it also, just like a team sport, if you were to win the conference championship or the national championship, they would all participate in the celebration.
Oh,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
It's not like they're not on the team.
That's 100%. Yeah. And that's something else that we talk about a lot. Every member of the team is an equal member of the team, me included. I have the coach role, so my role is different than our players, but we're all equally important on the team. There's nobody more important than anybody else, and somebody that may be kind of down on a depth chart, they're just as important, and them working hard and setting that example that pushes everybody else. And of course, it makes them better. We talk about that a lot. You put in the work this year, you're going to be better next year, and your number may get called. So we've really worked hard to establish that, and everything we accomplish, it's because of the team. You're right. There's individuals that they go out and play those rounds, but this is very much we win and lose as a team. So.
Yeah. All right. So big weekend in professional golf. Masters tournament's already kicked off and started. Is that something that you guys follow as a team together? You have any team event planned, or what, are you going to watch it? What's the participation there?
We have some team events coming up, but nothing Masters related. We actually talk a lot about week to week what's going on in
professional golf.
In professional golf, and who won, and we'll use a lot of times as examples of how maybe some of those professionals overcame some challenges and we'll kind of do some illustration with that a lot. But as far as the Masters go, I'm definitely going to watch it. I did watch a little bit of round one yesterday. I need to catch up on that. But I love the Masters. It's awesome. But, I got a lot of favorites. It'd be cool to see Rory win. It'd be cool to see Scotty Scheffler win. I really like Jordan Spieth. So we'll see how it comes out. It's always fun watching it.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you being here today, Coach. Thank you for taking some time for us.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the growth of the program and the good season, and we'll look forward to following you the rest of the year.
All right. Appreciate it very much.
Be sure to follow us on all social media channels, to like and subscribe, and to check out our website, gofhulions.com, to stay up to date with everything that's going on in FHU Athletics. Thanks so much for watching. Go Lions!